Namaste. Welcome. Bright, bright blessings to you all as you step into 2023 and your journeys. And however that may be unfolding for you, know that I am here as a resource to support you in whatever it is that you're going through. And I really appreciate your presence in my chats. So thank you. Thank you to all of you, and thank you all for the beautiful comments I've been receiving the um, the past couple of days, and always, and always. And Amanda, that is so very, very generous. Thank you. I really appreciate your generosity. All right. So, Dee, Mary Beth, it has been an honor to be with you as well, too. Um, both of you, all of you. This is the final reading, and this is a reading for the Strength card. And there were questions earlier on about whether Strength is 11 or 8. And that is indeed a discussion for another time or in one of my classes. And many of you are aware that I teach tarot, and there's a couple of courses that are starting early in the year. Tarot Foundations is a class that I started a couple of years ago. It's a 22-week class, and the next set of Tarot Foundations begins in February. And I had such good feedback from this course, and people asking, well, when are you going to teach the next set, that I created another class? And so the inaugural session of Tarot Foundations 2 begins March 20th. And that may be a one-off course. I'm not sure. The way that my life is going, I'm going to say that that may be a one-off course. And I'm offering an early bird price that expires at midnight Pacific tomorrow. And there's also, you can pay in installments as well, too. So it's going to be a great, great course, I promise. And I hope that you've had a taste of how I read. Um, the expansive number of layers that can be brought into tarot readings is limitless. And so I really encourage you all in one way or another to continue your journeys with tarot. Yeah. Thank you, Mary Beth. This is a reading for strength, and in the Margaret Peterson Tarot is number 11. But I'm going to my intention here is I'm working with a number eight, because this is I'm obviously following the chart here. Strength is the card of Leo, the fixed fire sign. This is my sun sign. We have the Margaret Peterson Tarot, a dragon once again. And we see what to me looks more like a mythological being, perhaps a goddess energy next to the dragon. And I really love this card. If you go back through history, there's a sense of power over, and something that is so counterintuitive to me, man powering over animal, that sort of thing. And I feel like here there's a respect and a marrying of uh, spirit. What is the strength card? It's one of those cards that is not so much about doing, but being, and diving deep into your soul. And if we think about the element of fire and the solar plexus chakra, this has to do a lot with the um, standing in one's own power, standing for oneself. There's a lot of lessons that we can see in this card through the Suit of Wands. Regaining self-confidence, doing what we can to build, reclaim self-esteem. If fire has gone in the other direction, you know, everything from anger management to taking on more peaceful practices so we can calm our reactive way of being. Strength is about not about control, but it's about the power of fire, the power of fire, the gift of that light burning bright. Because we don't want that inner flame to ever get so dim that we become a dish rag, that if we are experiencing depression, depression is, the anger, the extreme side of fire has become involuted. And so this is also the card of healing for, and it's funny because you might think about mental illness connected to, of course, it's connected to the water energy as well as mental energy. But there's also something to do here with the solar plexus chakra and the healing of the solar plexus chakra. And so for some people, this might be a year of focusing on that and building the the strength of one's right to be, right to stand tall. It's a very, very powerful card. And of course, Leo energy, all the fire signs can be excessive in so I mean, every sign has excessive qualities, but what we wanna cultivate when we have focus like this for the year are the qualities of empowerment, and do our best to let the excesses go in the other direction, okay? So let's turn to fire, and I've put the cards back in the original, placement that I had them. This is brilliant. This is so beautiful. 6, 6 of harmony. In the Margaret Peterson deck, there is a beautiful marriage of the emotional and passionate qualities of relationship that she brings into the cards. And in the 6 of fire, we see this very beautiful and connected couple showing up here. So 6 is the hexagram. 6 is the symbol of the heart chakra, the union of the upward facing and downward facing triangles that come to make the hexagram. And the 6 of fire is just so beautiful, so harmonious. And so take this strength into the beauty of your relationships this year. Um, honor the connections that you have, honor your passion, your drive, honor the beauty of your sexuality. Um, bring fire, bring passion, trust your passion in relationship this year. Mhm. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. This is not the card you want to see here. Okay. Mm, I thought this was going to be an easy reading, but no. Spirit has its way. Okay. All right. If, and I want to talk about relationship because I can't shift gears here. If your relationship, if passionate, the passion in your sexual relationship has hit rock bottom, let's go to the medicine of those symbols I was talking about. And here's this daughter of cups again. Let's go back to why you came together in the first place, the simplicity. So when I drew that Daughter of Cups card, I'm thinking about, well, Where were you at the beginning? What has taken you on a road where you've hit rock bottom in this relationship? Sometimes it's not possible, as I was saying in a previous video, to come back from rock bottom in a relationship. Sometimes we have to take that energy, find the inner strength to move on. Those lessons will come back in subsequent relationships. Um, so I also want to acknowledge that fact. But this is such a beautiful card. There's a relationship where you knew true love, where you knew true passion, where you wore your heart on your sleeve, and it was fundamental to who you are. That's a beautiful card. You you are seen is the key word. And there's something really interesting going on with the artwork in these two oracle cards. It almost looks as if um, there's a tree in the top card there. All right. You are seen. These readings are so fascinating, the way that they evolve. And as I turn over cards in different orders and different order and different readings, why? So what's going on here? You're in a year where you are exploring your own relationship with your inner strength. You receive a beautiful card of confirmation that you are seen. And so, with everything that I've said, I'm imagining that there is uh, a relationship. So, this could be a relationship with a human, this could be a relationship with your job. There is something that it's just not serving the reason you entered into it, the way you entered into it is it's just not thriving anymore. And so you have a choice here. And one of the things that's really wow, this is good. This is really good. Chariot year, right? Chariot year would indicate that you are moving on, that moving on is probably the best direction for you, whether that is a change of job or a change of relationship. Now, could this be a change of relationship with yourself? Sure, sure, it can be. And that's why you're rebuilding self esteem. That Eight of Coins card down there, I love the gold on the feather. This is often called, oh, your shaman is the dancer of life. That's really beautiful. And remember that in this deck, as I've said before, the dancers are associated with the element of fire, which connects us to this card here, as well as to this card here. What I was going to say about the Eight of Coins, it's often referred to as the apprentice card. It's the card of uh, I find this card comes up a lot when people are rebuilding their lives, when they're questioning their direction. You come to a point in your life where your career, no matter how long you've been in it, is not serving you. And sometimes part of these questions and conundrums is that, well, I've invested money in a university education or in a whole bunch of training. And it's just like, I can't leave because I'm so invested in it. But the truth is, it's not fitting any longer. And so you go back to something that actually you wanted to do in the first place, something where you find heart and you find soul and you reconnect with the passion that is within you and the gold inside you. You rebuild that tree. And this is I'm loving the iconography here. I'm seeing this gold leaf as a tree. There's something about getting stronger, standing taller. And that could also speak to, in a way, standing up for who you are. No, getting to know what you stand for. I'm wondering if here we're going to learn about your voice and the empowerment of your voice. Have you sometimes in the rebuilding and the healing of this energy? What is, and then I clear my throat. What has been lost is your voice. If you've been following along this series, we've had this card many, many times. I will be doing a recap uh, next Friday, and I'm not sure. I'll have to speed watch all of the readings again, but I will do a count of the cards that have been repeating over and over. This is very going to be interesting. So this would confirm that there's been some sorrow, perhaps, that has there's some connection between the sorrow and the pain and the voice, and the reasons why this is a year for you in rebuilding your confidence, your self-esteem, and getting to know that inner strength. Finding the confidence to leave, to move on, to grow, and to develop in a new way. And you will, part of that will be in finding your voice. Now, I haven't read this message yet, but when I saw this card, this brought me great joy. Dancer of life, the one who dances through life, the one who lives life. And I want to say that it's your turn. It's your turn to live life. It's your time to live life. It's time to let go. Your Tulku message. All right. Whoa, this is a beautiful color. So the this is one of the animal cards, and I'm going to go to the Tulku guidebook. This is buffalo. And there's a lot of ways that this archetype is interpreted. But let's think about the largesse of the animal, the strength of the animal, the frequency and vibration of the animal. One of my favorite buffalo cards is in the uh, mystical shaman oracle, where we see I think it's called I don't know if it's called a thunder card, but we see the buffalo in spirit moving across the plains, and you can just hear the thunder of the buffalo in spirit running across the plains. Do you know the concept of impression? So you go back to some place in the world, and it's like you feel vibrations of historical events that have happened there. That's what I feel. That's what I feel in that card. Mm. All right, so I'm going to turn to the words of Carla Rafoxo, who is the creator of the Tulku Oracle, and look at the totem of the buffalo in her interpretation. The image on the oracle card shows a massive head of a white buffalo as he is seen emerging from behind the patterns of fall leaves. The color is evocative of late summer or early fall harvest time, referring to the generosity of buffalo in providing his body for the benefit of others. The circle of green through which we view him is the color of nature and of the heart chakra. It represents the truest wisdoms that emerge from the heart. Just as we should respect natural boundaries created by changes in the land and the peoples who dwell there, the gifts and exchanges between all beings are necessary to create wholeness. We are all connected, and how we express that to each other matters. Our relatedness to the world around us is sacred, and the ways to cultivate this relationship are many. Buffalo reminds us of the importance of these truths, not only for ourselves, but for all beings on earth. Now, there's something here that uh, there was a word that really resonated with me, and of course, there's so much more information. Um, what I'm and it's interesting. So Carla says this is heart chakra. Heart chakra is the element of air. This is quite a painful card. There's quite a bit of sadness too around the history of the North American buffalo, and yet it represents um, an emergence of energy from the heart. Grief. Grief lives in the heart. It lives in the energetic heart space, particularly lingers in the back body. And so what's going on here is a releasing of energy, a releasing of grief, a releasing of the trauma that has resulted from the experiences you have found yourself in that have diminished your spirit, which is why you find yourself in this energy this year, which is an invitation for you for healing, for growing, and for returning to a place where you can actually live your life. And this might mean you have to do this independently. D says self belief grows in strength gradually over the year. It's powerful. Song titles are very, very powerful. All right, so let's turn to the wisdom of the dancer of life. And remember that this is Manipura, this is solar plexus. So this flame wants to dance, this flame wants to be rekindled, it wants to shine. I can see you in a room where you are admiring a soul over in the corner who has a vibe like the queen of fire, very charismatic, and you stand there longing to be her. And this is your invitation this year, is to regain that charisma, to own that fire, that spark. I am the dancer of life. I celebrate all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. I dance through all of the human spiritual realms, following the bright thread of life that connects everything that has been. I teach love, I teach strength, and I impart a belief in the sacredness of all living things. I bring with me the power that breaks down all barriers, that survives in the face of all odds, that shines forth in even the darkest of moments. The explosion of life shines out from every line in this image, a vivid depiction of the vitality and wonder of human existence, just as our ancestors realized that they were both part of and separate from everything alive, so we continue to share that relationship. So, my friends, this may seem like a bit of a sad message, but it is also one that is going to help you to rise up and through into something that feels more you, that feels more authentic, that makes you feel stronger and healthier. And know that I am here. I am here. You can reach out and I can be with you one on one in lots of different ways. And um, sometimes messages that don't feel take this as a message of empowerment, okay? And know that you are supported in spirit and with others, like-minded people around you, and you will make it through this, and you will get stronger, okay? And I honor you, and I trust in you, and I believe that you can do this, okay? Thank you all so much for being with me on this walk through, many, many readings over the past couple of days. And I will be back on Friday to recapture, do a summary of all of this and my usual tarot talk at 12:30 p.m. Pacific. I believe that is the 9th of January, but I'll put up the thumbnail shortly. So please subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications of when I go live if what I have offered has resonated with you. Bright blessings for 2023 and bring in the new year with peace and harmony. And I'll see you all very soon. Thank you. Namaste.